Hello, welcome to EC Learn Child Development Associate Preparation Program Orientation. Let me introduce myself. I'm Andrea Heil, the EC Learn Professional Development Specialist, and I oversee the CDA preparation program at EC Learn. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the program. I want to point out that there are handouts that you can access from the link found on our website, www.eclearn.org. And you may want to print these or have a digital copy handy when you're watching the video. As you watch the video, you may see a handout icon up in the top right-hand corner with a number on it, and that number corresponds to the handout page number that you might want to refer to. In addition to the handout, there is also an EC Learn CDA Preparation Program Info and Policies document, and if I'm referring to that document, you'll see an icon in the lower left-hand corner that looks like a written document, and it's followed by a page number that corresponds to that document when I'm referring to it in the video. Let's get started. Before we discuss CDA, let me introduce you to EC Learn. EC Learn is a nonprofit called Early Childhood Learning Education Assessment Resource Network, or EC Learn. It will partner with the Northern Kentucky Area Development District as our fiscal agent. This new initiative will fill a gap left in Northern Kentucky by the departure of services from the Cincinnati-based 4C for Children. EC Learn is led by Sandra Woodall, former Northern Kentucky team lead for 4C for Children. She will serve as the executive director. You'll probably recognize the EC Learn team as many worked in the Northern Kentucky 4C for Children office. I, Andrea Heil, will be the EC Learn Professional Development Specialist and will oversee the CDA preparation program. So what is EC Learn all about? Here on the screen you can see EC Learn's mission and vision statements. The outcomes and goals of our work include identify and develop resources for children, families, and workforce, partnering with early childhood professionals, school districts, community, and businesses, train and develop early childhood professionals, educate families on quality early learning experiences, and increase access to affordable quality child care. The work of EC Learn will fall into three areas. We are working to provide, partner, and educate. Provide. Identify and develop resources for children, family, and workforce to increase access to affordable quality child care. Partner. Partnering with early childhood professionals, school district, community, and businesses. And educate, train, and develop early childhood professionals, educate families on quality early learning experiences. The EC Learn CDA preparation program falls under this area of work. Now let's talk about CDA. Early childhood education, ECE, is such an important field. Learning how children's minds develop and how educators can plan an environment or an experience to encourage and support that development can be a thrilling journey that makes you enjoy learning yourself. The career side of ECE can be a little cloudier. What do people need to become an ECE expert? If you are watching this presentation, you probably have heard of the acronym CDA. If you're curious about what the CDA is and how it factors into early childhood education, then you're in the right place. The orientation session will not only explain CDA, but will highlight why EC Learn's CDA preparation program is the best way to get your CDA. So what is a CDA? CDA is the Child Development Associate credential, and it's the most widely recognized credential in early childhood education. The CDA is a credential that early childhood educators can earn to demonstrate certain competencies and in turn can help them to advance their careers. The Child Development Associate credential is currently administered to ensure that those who earn it know how to put important ECE understandings into practice. The Council for Professional Recognition, which is the agency that awards the CDA, states, put simply, CDAs know how to nurture the emotional, physical, intellectual, and social benefits of children. Some of the core benefits of earning a CDA include potential career growth and job eligibility, renewing your knowledge of developmentally appropriate practice, and offering families the extra reassurance that you are a qualified ECE professional. So let's look at who actually administers the CDA credential. The Council for Professional Recognition is located in Washington, D.C. Their website is listed on the screen. If you haven't visited this website, I suggest you check it out. It may answer some of the questions floating around in your mind. We will visit this website in the EC Learn Preparation Program. You'll be creating a profile, and this is where you can actually apply after the coursework is completed. We know that 90% of children's brain development happens before the age of 5. So those working in the field of early childhood have an important job to do. What you do matters. The CDA is a great place to learn developmentally appropriate practice and current best practice for working with children ages 0 to 5, so you can be better at your job. Early childhood education is a totally different situation than teaching elementary age children. States have standardized licensing requirements for elementary teachers, for example, but there are fewer regulations guiding standards for preschool teachers and child care providers. The Child Development Associate National Credentialing Program was established in 1971 as a way of improving standards in early education. The purpose of the program is to enhance the quality of early care and learning by defining, evaluating, and recognizing the competence of early care and learning professionals around the world. The CDA can be very important to your career. It's known as the best first step. It's a nationally recognized credential that enhances your career in early care and education. Going to college may seem overwhelming to you. Getting your CDA can be the best first step through the EC Learn Preparation Program. You can be a part of a learning community of individuals just like you, working in an early childhood classroom, trying out new practices, learning and struggling together with the support of a knowledgeable instructor who has been there. CDA is the only national credential that articulates to the associate degrees in most community college systems across the nation. You'll gain knowledge and master skills that will benefit children throughout school and life. And you'll learn to work more effectively with families. Here's a visual perspective of early childhood education steps for career advancement to help you see where CDA fits in. You will notice the CCCC at the bottom of the steps. This is a Kentucky-specific credential. It stands for the Commonwealth Child Care Credential, and it's awarded by the Kentucky Cabinet for Families and Children and the Office of Early Childhood Development. It's recognized in the state of Kentucky as an entry-level credential. In order to earn this credential, an individual must participate in 60 clock hours of training offered by a state-approved agency. The EC Learn CDA Preparation Program has designed the curriculum to fit these requirements. By participating in the first semester, the first 60 hours of the program, you can earn your CCCC. Then comes the CDA, which we will talk more about as we continue this orientation. From there, we have the Director's Credential, which is another Kentucky-specific credential that you can obtain by attending a Kentucky community college, such as Gateway. The Associate's level is next, followed by Bachelor's and Master's degrees, which can also be obtained from universities and colleges. Let's look more closely at how you earn a CDA. We're going to go through the steps that are involved in becoming a CDA. To earn a CDA credential, you'll need to apply through the Council of Professional Recognition. Applicants who hold a high school diploma or equivalent will need to complete 120 hours of professional early childhood education training. You can find the list of requirements on page 4 in your handout. Additionally, applicants will be required to create a professional portfolio, obtain at least 480 hours of professional work experience, undergo a verification visit, and last but not least, sit and pass an online CDA exam. We will go into the specific steps as we look more closely at EC Learn's CDA preparation program. EC Learn offers a comprehensive program. You will receive 120 hours of training, and it also supports you to be successful in becoming a CDA. There are 3 types of a CDA. You will choose the type of CDA you will earn. Think of it as your CDA focus. Here are the 3 types that we offer. Generally, you'll choose the area that coincides with your current work assignment if you're already in the field of early childhood. If you're working in a center-based environment and you work with children ages 3 to 5, you will generally choose the preschool CDA. If you are working in a center and you currently work with children ages birth to 36 months, you will generally choose the infant toddler CDA. If you work in your home and you care for children ages birth to 5, you will generally choose the family child care CDA. If you're new to the field, we will work with you to decide which CDA fits best for you. Here are the 6 steps. They're listed on page 5 of your handout in case you would like to add any notes as we go through the 6 steps. We will look at how these fit into the EC Learn CDA preparation program. What's unique about our program is that we will support you through the entire process. Step 1. 120 hours are built into our EC Learn preparation program. It is divided into 2 semesters. Each semester consists of 60 hours of training, totaling the necessary 120 hours of coursework to meet the requirements so you can apply for a CDA with the Council of Professional Recognition. The first semester is 20 classes, 3 hours for each session, equaling 60 hours. And remember, when you get through your first semester, you will have earned the Commonwealth Child Care Credential, or the CCCC. The second semester is another 20 3-hour sessions, equaling the other necessary 60 hours. Attendance at each CDA class is needed to acquire the 120 hours of training necessary to apply for a CDA. Check out the info and the policy sheet on page 3 for specifics. If an emergency, illness, or other event prevents a participant from attending class, it is up to the participant to make up the hours for missed classes at his or her expense. The cost of a CDA makeup independent study is $35. Independent studies have been created for each of the 40 CDA courses. If you do not attend a class, an independent study will be emailed to you. When payment and the completed work is submitted to the EC Learn support staff, the work will be graded and credit for the missed class will be entered into the ECE TRIS system. It's important to complete makeup work in a timely manner. We suggest completing and returning your makeup work within 2 weeks of receiving it. Before applying for the CDA, you will need 480 hours of experience working in the early childhood setting with children ages 0 to 5. This can include the hours you are accruing during your coursework. This is when your choice of focus comes in. You need these 480 hours of experience to be in the area that you are getting your CDA. For example, if you're applying for a center-based preschool credential, your 480 hours of experience need to be with preschool children ages 3 to 5. If you're applying for a center-based infant toddler credential, your 480 hours of experience need to be with infants and or toddlers ages birth to 36 months. If you're applying for a family child care credential, you will focus on the age of the children in your current program, but it must have some between the ages of birth to 5 years. Therefore, generally your focus is with the age group you currently work. If you are passionate about an age group that is different than which you are currently working, I suggest you talk with your director prior to making this choice. If you have specific questions, you can always email me. If you're new to the field, we will help you organize a placement in an early childhood setting so that you can gain these 400 hours of experience. So step 3 focuses on completing a professional portfolio and gathering family questionnaires. Don't worry, we have worked this into this EC Learn preparation program. But let's talk a little bit about what they are. The professional portfolio is a collection of materials that early childhood professionals use in their work with young children and their families. So you will be creating this professional portfolio as you go through the entire course. We will be working with you to complete all that is involved inside, and we'll talk more about what those specific items are. One of the items in the portfolio will be the parent question or the family questionnaires. These will be passed out to the children in your care. And their age should match the area of your focus. Your families will return them to you, and you'll actually use the results to complete a summary sheet. Both the questionnaire and the summary sheet will be added to your professional portfolio. As I said, EC Learn will help you along the way. Your instructor will be assigning these things throughout the course, and you will have a CDA coach that will help monitor your completion of the portfolio. a CDA PD specialist and applying online for your credential. What is a PD specialist? So the CDA Professional Development PD specialist is referred to as a PDS. This specialist is a professional who verifies the 120 hours of training. They observe the candidate in his or her work environment, and they see the application of the ECE best practices and expertise. They also facilitate a self-reflection so the candidate can continue to make goals for a continued career journey. So how do you find one? EC Learn makes this step easy. Many of the staff at EC Learn are PD specialists and will step in to complete your verification visit. The other part of step 4 is applying online for your CDA. The application fee is $425, but don't worry, Kentucky has a grant to help you with this cost. If you don't qualify for this grant, EC Learn may have other funding opportunities to cover this cost. EC Learn and Child Care Aware will help you with this step when you are ready to apply. Step 5 is completing the CDA exam and the verification visit. So what does the CDA exam look like? Candidate takes exam at a local Pearson VUE testing center. The candidate decides when and where they want to take the exam within a 6-month time period of completing your coursework. The only computer skills needed is the ability to click a mouse, no scrolling, typing, or even double clicking. Candidates will be given the CDA exam that matches the credential type for which they have applied. Preschool and family child care credentials will take a CDA exam focusing on children ages 0 to 5. Infant toddler candidates will take a CDA exam which focuses on children ages 0 to 3. There are 65 multiple choice questions. 5 of these questions have a photo and a short narrative, followed by a multiple choice question about each scenario. The candidates will have up to 1 hour and 45 minutes to complete the exam. See the bottom of page 6 in your handout for information about the exam and Pearson VUE testing centers. The CDA exam will be offered in both English and Spanish. In the EC Learn preparation program, we'll be getting ready for the test. Don't let your test anxiety stop you from continuing to get your CDA. You'll be fully prepared. Here are some suggestions. Read your textbook. Your Essentials 2nd edition textbook that we use in the course is where the questions come from. Also, be an active participant in your class. You'll learn more the more involved you become. And also ask questions. The second part of step 5 is the verification visit. This will take place at your worksite. A PDS from EC Learn will come for a visit to your environment. You will decide together when this will take place. The PDS will follow the ROR model as described on page 6 in your handout. The review portion takes about an hour, where they look at their professional portfolio and the family questionnaires, and they make sure that you have completed 120 hours of coursework. Then they will observe. This is conducted over a 2-hour period. The PDS will watch you in action in your environment. You'll take on the lead role in the classroom. Relax and be yourself. The reflect portion takes about an hour. The PDS conducts a reflective dialogue with you based on your portfolio and the notes gathered during your observation. If they didn't see something or didn't find something in your portfolio, this is when they will ask for more details. The PDS will also do some goal setting and action planning so that you can think about your next steps in your professional development journey. The last step, step 6, is when the PDS specialist sends the verification visit scores to the council online, and the Pearson VUE Testing Center sends your CDA exam scores to the council online. The scores are combined by the council into a final cumulative score to determine the credentialing decision. You will receive an email notifying that you are a CDA, then a certificate will follow in the mail. So how is the CDA curriculum at EC Learn decided? Let's look more closely at that. The agency that awards the CDA, the Council for Professional Recognition, has developed 8 subject areas that you should be taught focusing on children ages birth to 5. They are listed in your handout. EC Learn has created 5 curriculum themes or focus areas that help organize our 40 classes. They include professionalism, health and safety, how children learn and develop, intentional and reflective teaching, and community and family collaborating relationships. Each semester will include classes in these 5 areas. See pages 8 and 9 in your handout for the titles and details of each session. The CDA recognized the essential competencies needed by an entry level and all early child professionals, which are listed on page 7 in your handout. These 6 competencies will be a large part of your professional portfolio. You'll be writing 6 essays, 1 for each competency standard, and will be collecting items that demonstrate these competency standards. They are listed in your handout. If you have a concern or anxiety about writing essays, let me put your mind at ease. We'll help you in the program. Your instructor will work with you in class, and you will also have peer reviews. Lastly, an EC Learn specialist will help you by providing feedback on any written items that you wish to submit. The textbook we use in the EC Learn CDA preparation program comes straight from the Council of Professional Recognition. It's called the Essentials book, and it's the 2nd edition. This is the book that I talked about that you should read because the questions for the exam come straight from this book. We're currently using the 2nd edition. We recommend that you have your own book because you'll have readings and assignments from the textbook, and it is what you will want to be studying prior to taking your exam. The Competency Standard book will be specific to your focus area. See the 3 listed here. This book will help you create your professional portfolio and prepare you for your verification visit. You can purchase both of these books from EC Learn for a total of $90. So I bet you're thinking, how much does a program like this cost? What additional fees are involved? At EC Learn, we value providing a comprehensive program involving 120 hours of coursework along with enhanced supports, including a personal coach and individualized assistance. And this is to help you succeed in actually getting your CDA. We also realize that our program needs to be affordable for you. Therefore, EC Learn is continually working with a variety of community partners to help fund and subsidize the program. But let's talk about the cost to you as a participant. The cost of EC Learn CDA preparation program, the cost of textbooks, the cost of applying online. So you may be thinking, how do I pay for the program? We have several funding options that you may be able to get. Kentucky has a scholarship opportunity for our program. It's called the Non-College Scholarship Program. If you meet the requirements of the scholarship from the state of Kentucky, your coursework will be paid for in full. The requirements an applicant must meet to qualify for the scholarship are located in your handout. If you're not eligible for the above funding, EC Learn will work with you to find appropriate funding opportunities, or you can be a self-pay. Self-pay is when a participant pays EC Learn directly. EC Learn will work with the participant to come up with a manageable payment plan, and the participant will sign a payment agreement with EC Learn. Payments can be made in full prior to the first CDA class or payments throughout the 2 semesters. I mentioned the cost of the books is $90 if you purchase them through EC Learn. If you qualify for the Kentucky Scholarship, a portion of this amount will be paid for by your program. The cost of online application when you complete your coursework is $425, and it's due when you apply online. However, you may qualify for a Kentucky grant to cover this cost as well. If you think you qualify for the non-college scholarship program, contact Hallie Barth, the Early Care and Education Coach for Professional Development at Child Care Aware. Here's her email information. If you contact EC Learn and express an interest in the CDA preparation program, I will be emailing you the scholarship application. You may be wondering what CDA sessions look like. Let's talk about that. At EC Learn, we value the importance of relationships. One of the goals of our EC Learn CDA preparation program is to foster relationships between participants. to develop a network of peers to support them in both their CDA journey as well as their early childhood profession. Hosting CDA virtually allows more participants to access the course. In-person sessions allow for more hands-on activities and more opportunities to build personal relationships. Therefore, EC Learn has decided to use a hybrid model involving both in-person and virtual classes. Our CDA preparation program is divided into 40 sessions, 20 each semester. Each semester will be made up of 15 virtual sessions and 5 in-person sessions. You can see in your handouts on pages 8 and 9 list of all of our sessions and which will be virtual or in-person. Participants will be awarded 3 clock hours for each session. For virtual sessions, participants will complete and turn in a pre-assignment prior to attending a 2-hour Zoom session. In-person classes will be 3 hours in length and will take place in a location in the Northern Kentucky area. So why come to EC Learn for CDA? EC Learn has created a Child Development Associate preparation program that provides participants with the necessary 120 hours of training as well as enhanced supports so that you can reach your goal of obtaining a CDA. The program is divided into 2 semesters, as I said before. Each semester consists of 60 hours of training, totaling the necessary 120 hours of coursework to meet the requirements of applying for a CDA with the Council of Professional Recognition. As part of the CDA preparation program, participants will not only take part in class, but will be guided when creating the professional portfolio and practicing for the CDA exam and applying online for the credential. In addition to support from your instructor and your EC Learn Professional Development Specialist, EC Learn Early Childhood Specialist will provide one-on-one coaching with participants. This extension will help you apply the new knowledge and put it into practice. EC Learn staff also has PD specialists who will complete your verification visit as part of the credentialing process. Our comprehensive CDA preparation guides participants to success. Let's look more closely at what sets EC Learn apart from other training agencies offering CDA. We see 3 big distinctions. First, the coursework. Our 120 hours of coursework is meaningfully designed and implemented by quality instructors that have been in your shoes. They have been in the classroom and can relate to where you are and your journey in your career. Their curriculum framework is cohesive. Rather than focusing on one CDA subject area at a time, we will get through all 8 and we will build our curriculum so that the topics are woven together as they are in real life in your environments. We integrate the 8 CDA subject areas into 5 major themes or focus areas, as each class builds upon what is learned in previous classes. Secondly, we have extensions. The EC Learn CDA preparation program has many supports in place. The entire agency is behind you, guiding you towards success. Your instructor offers a learning atmosphere where asking questions is encouraged so your needs can be met. Individualized attention is a priority. Need extra help with a project? We're here to help. Feeling stressed about making it to all 40 classes? We're here to help brainstorm ways for you to be successful. Worried about writing your statements for your professional portfolio? Coaches are here to meet with you one-on-one and offer support. After the coursework is complete, EC Learn will be there to make sure you make it across the finish line. We have optional sessions where you can get help when applying online or completing your portfolio. EC Learn staff are trained to be PD specialists to complete the verification visit. EC Learn will also be there when it's time to renew your credential. Once you're a part of our CDA preparation program, you are a part of our extended family. We will support you in choosing appropriate professional development as well as help you apply or for your renewal online. And last, relationships. We want your experience to be rewarding and lead to lasting networking as you continue your career journey. We want you to form collaborative and lasting relationships with the children and families in your care. We want you to form relationships with other members in the field of early childhood education. And we know that the best way to establish and grow relationships is through hands-on fun. We have planned for this through icebreakers, field trips, team building experiences, make-it-take-its, and much more. And finally, We want you to feel that you have a relationship with EC-Learn as we offer support for you now in the CDA program and for future needs for professional development, job support, and family education for your own family. So what's your next step? Go to EC-Learn website at www.eclearn.org to fill out an interest form. This form will give me your contact information and I can send you all the CDA documents to secure your spot for the next class. Hope to talk to you soon.